This is Camman18. He is one of, if not the biggest Minecraft Shorts creator on YouTube, having over 7 million subscribers. His shorts mainly just talk about minecarts, new updates, rare items, and yeah, that's really it. However, recently Camman has started playing some PvP as well. From what we can see, he has even beaten Sharpness, showing that he's actually pretty decent. So in this video, we will analyze how good Camman really is at PvP in the new version. We will be once again using the public 1.9 PvP tier list to analyze Camman18's tiers. The tier list contains a total of 5 tiers, with tier 1 being the best and tier 5 being the worst. For example, an average player would most likely be around tier 4 or tier 5. Now let's get started.
First, let's determine how good Camman is in Sword PvP, which is the main mode he plays most of the time. We can see that Camman hasn't really played PvP in this newer version for long, only for a few months. Around 2 months ago, he faced off against Rasplin in Sword PvP, in which he surprisingly won. After analyzing his playstyle, we can see that Camman literally had no idea how to jump reset at all. All he did was constant critting, getting random sweep hits, and some futile combo attempts. So at that moment, he would probably be around tier 4 level. However, we can see that Camman has improved a lot recently, even beating the legendary Sharpness, who is a low tier 2 in Sword. He actually knows how to jump reset a little now, has great aim, and is good at backing out of combos. However, we can see that he isn't experienced with any advanced type of comboing, mainly just winning with lucky crits and mindless hits most of the time, like his win with Sharpness. This means Camman would most likely be a high tier 4 in this mode, but pretty close to low tier 3. In pot PvP, the only clip we can see Camman playing this is with Sharpness. From the fight, we can see Camman has okay aim, can land some good crits on Sharpness, but is unable to do much against Sharpness's strafing. Plus, Camman's healing is also not that good, having pretty slow potting and refill speed. Even though there is very few data to help determine his tier, the closest estimate would probably be high tier 5. Another iPod is pretty similar. We can see Camman barely landing any hits against Sharpness, has no idea how to heal, and has very slow potting speed. This means he is even worse in this mode, being around a low tier 5. In crystals, it's really hard to tell, as in the clip with Sharpness it looks like he doesn't really know anything he was doing, so he would most likely be low tier 5 in this mode as well. In UHC, he actually did decent against Sharpness. We can see he knows how to use every utility, though not that well. He is pretty slow at using them, mainly sticking to his sword and shield most of the time, but he is actually pretty decent at it, even beating Sharpness one round with his sword and shield skills. But due to his lack of utility usage, Sharpness was able to win the rest. This would make Camman probably around a high tier 5 in this mode. Finally, we got X PvP. Just like in UHC, Camman was able to beat Sharpness one round as well. However, we can see he's not that experienced in this mode either, mainly winning from getting some lucky crits and hits and not knowing any advanced axe strats. He also doesn't know when to use his bow and crossbow, basically attempting to do the dream strat but badly. Both Sharpness and Camman have very bad bow aim as well, so Camman would most likely be around high tier 5 in this mode.
Overall, Camman18 is high tier 4 in Sword, high tier 5 in pot, low tier 5 in netherite pot, low tier 5 in crystals, high tier 5 in UHC, and high tier 5 in X. This means Camman is a pretty average player, maybe even slightly below average, but based on how many trash players there are in this community, especially on PvP Legacy, he is probably average, I guess.
Okay, no subscribe because Playboy Carter says so.